Hey there guys, so before I go any further with this video, I want to give a massive shout out to Del Boy's Boxing News. If you haven't subscribed to Del Boy's Boxing News, I suggest you do so. One of the most underrated channels on here in regards to boxing. And the reason why I'm giving him a shout out is because about 4 or 5 days ago, he mentioned this particular topic in one of his videos where he was talking about the state of British boxing, and briefly towards the beginning of that video he mentioned something which I've had on my mind for a while in regards to boxing, mostly British boxing, but just boxing in general. And it's a problem that seems to be growing, in my opinion, and doesn't seem to be going away. I was hoping when I noticed this a couple of years ago, I was hoping that it would just fade away once they realized that people weren't buying it. But unfortunately, promoters in boxing and all these people involved, all these media outlets are trying to force this shit on us, and it's getting really annoying now. It's getting frustrating. Now, the reason why I bring this up now, I was watching the boxing this past weekend. I was watching the Martin Bakole card because there was a few Scottish fighters on the Cyclone card that was happening in London, so I was watching it pretty much to support them. You had guys like Lee McGregor, you had that Martin Bakole who's based in Scotland. Obviously, the dude's African, but he's based over here, and he ended up getting destroyed. But yeah, Lee McGregor, he got the win and became Commonwealth champion. But I digress. I was watching it with my missus. Now, my missus is not a boxing fan at all. She doesn't like boxing, but whenever there's Scottish people involved, she'll sit and watch it with me. She'll sit and cheer them on and whatnot. And occasionally she'll go to a fight with me, and just if it's on and she's got nothing to do, kind of a casual fan basically. But she's not really into it like I am. And my missus was saying to me, like, because she's watched it with me several times, and there's this particular thing that they keep shoehorning into these events over here in the UK, and I've even noticed it's been happening in America too. I noticed it in Germany several years ago, and they've even been doing this over in Russia now, and it's getting ridiculous. And it's this women's boxing, guys. Can we please fucking stop with the women boxing? Let me just highlight to you guys the problems with women's boxing. Now, I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she's saying to me, she's like, she's watching this Chantel Cameron woman, and every time this Chantel Cameron is in the ring, she's a pretty decent fighter. She's quite hard, she's quite tough, she can punch, she's athletic, and they're putting her in the ring against these girls, these young girls who are just fucking hopeless. Like these girls who have some of the worst flipping technique I've ever seen. She was in the ring with some Mexican girl like this past weekend. The girl was fucking hopeless. She was a punching bag. And I'm sick and tired. I'm sitting there watching these women fights, and it's the same. It's always the same. You've got one, two, maybe three half decent woman boxers in the world, and the rest of them are all fucking cans. So the quality just isn't there. And Chantel Cameron is beating the shit out of this woman. I swear down that woman's gonna have brain damage before she's even in her 30s or something. I mean, it was a fucking horrible, one of the most disgusting mismatches I've ever seen. And this Chantel Cameron woman is a world champion after just a few fights, and she's fought nothing but bums, nothing but cans. And it's like, the problem is what they're doing with this women boxing is in every single card here in the UK, and Del Boy pointed this out. They always have to put some token woman fight on the card, whether it be Nicola Adams or Katie Taylor or Chantel Cameron on Channel 5. They have the main event, and then right before the main event, so after all the decent undercard fights, I mean, after the fantastic Lee McGregor fight that was on the card, that was a really good fight, they then put in this disgusting fucking woman fight mismatch. A token woman fight as the co-main event, so everybody's forced to watch it. So you have to see this shit just to get through to the main event. I mean, I remember when I went to the Anthony Crawler Jorge Linares fight. I was down in Manchester visiting a friend, and we went to see that fight, and they fucking put Katie Taylor on as the main event, and me and my mate were just like, should we go for a piss? Should we go for a drink? Let's just disappear for half an hour till this shit's over. And yeah, that's what we did. We just went, and now I'm not sitting through this shit. I'm sick of seeing these women boxers, being forced upon the mainstream like this. And it's like Del Boy said, try and headline a card with a woman fight. I dare you. I'm talking to all these promoters here, to Barry McGuigan, to Eddie Hearn, to Frank Warren, to whoever. Try and put a woman as the headliner for a card, and let's see how many tickets you sell. You know, let's see how many pay-per-views you sell with somebody like Chantel Cameron or Katie Taylor. Let's see that. I mean, let's give us a good laugh, because women's boxing's never going to be a thing, guys. It's never going to be big. You know, casual boxing fans. I mean, like I said, I watched it with my missus. You think being a woman, she'd like women's boxing, but she was. I could tell she was very uncomfortable watching it. And I remember last time, you know, I was at my girlfriend's mum's house, and the whole family watched. It was a Josh Taylor fight a while back, and I think that Chantel Cameron was on the undercard, and they were just like, "This is just horrible. This is just not good to watch, because it's this woman who can fight, beating the crap out of a punching bag, basically." And it's, you know, these women are being brought in just to make the prospect look good, because there isn't really any quality in women boxing. You know, there isn't a roster of decent opponents to choose from. There's just, like I said, there's two or three half decent women that can fight in the country, and the rest are all just cans. So what makes these promoters think that women boxing is ever going to be a thing? It's never going to be a thing, guys. It fucking sucks. It's boring. It's fucking disgusting. I don't like see. Look. I like watching women as you know, as much as the next man, but I don't like to see them get hurt. Okay, I don't like to see women get the shit beat out of them. And you know, for all the feminists out there that want to say shit like, "Oh, you just don't want to see a strong, independent woman. You're just part of the patriarchy." Oh yeah, you know, I'm part of the patriarchy. I don't like to sit there with my beer and watch women beat the shit out of each other till one of them gets brain damage. You know, I don't like to sit and watch that, but I'm part of the patriarchy, because I don't like to see women get hurt, because I don't like to see women with unnatural levels of testosterone, you know, just killing each other in a ring. You know, I prefer to watch guys do that. That means I'm part of the patriarchy. I'm a misogynist, really. Guys, this is fucking shocking, man, and this women boxing needs to stop. Promoters need to stop forcing it upon us. If you're gonna put a woman fight on the card, have it as a floater, you know, as like a 4 rounder or something. Don't put a fucking 10 round woman fight as the co-main event to somebody like Martin Bakole or Josh Taylor, man. You know, fuck that shit. Okay, pack that shit in, guys. Okay, enough of that shit. Women boxing never gonna be a thing. It sucks. It's boring. They're all mismatches. There's never been a good fight in women boxing. They're always mismatches. I mean, I've seen several of what's that woman's name? I remember watching the Sauerland cards, and you used to see that I've completely forgot the Cecilia Brackett. You know, I remember I used to watch her fight on some of Sauerland cards, and they used to do the same thing. They used to stick Cecilia Brackett on as one of the co-main events to try and force women boxing to become a thing, and it never worked. Like, half of the crowd would just be going for a piss and going for a drink, like I would during those fights, and people, you know, during the women fights, people would just be on Facebook talking and all that. You would never even pay attention to it. So promoters, cut the feminist shit out, please. Okay, you're not doing women any good by forcing them to fight, by trying to make them into gladiators and warriors. Okay, that's our thing. All right, let us beat the shit out of each other. You know, let the men be the guys who take punches to the head and get their noses broken while we sit and drink our beer and cheer. You know, let that be our thing. Okay, you don't want to be part of that. Trust me, you don't want to be part of it. And any woman that I've ever met, I've never met a woman that's told me she likes women boxing ever. Never. And I have actually trained with women before in the gym, and most of them just do it to keep fit. You know, I've never come across a woman who likes watching women fight. I've never come across it in my life. Maybe you guys have. I haven't. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's I guess a controversial topic. I don't really think so, but you know, some people I guess might get offended by this. But That's up to you, but I don't like women boxing at all. It's never going to be popular. I'm telling you guys right now, you're never going to sell 80,000 in a football stadium to watch Katie Taylor fight. That's never going to happen. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.